Friday morning, mid-July, and we're right down the final bits. As you saw last video, we actually got it to float in the water. And I tell you, I didn't sleep well last night because I know the inevitable's coming. We got to start this thing and actually drive it on the water, which is, you know, that's kind of a scary thing. So today we're going to be finishing installing the Corsa exhaust. I'm going to take you through the whole steps of that, and then hopefully, Lord willing, we get to crank her up and hear how she sounds. So I want to show you the first steps we're going to be doing for the Corsa. They didn't come with templates. That's the only thing I can criticize, is it did not come with templates. But I'm learning how to make one here. Is what we did is we took a Coors Light box that is a stiffer cardboard, and we traced around it and cut it out, you know, with scissors, and then we've taped it on here, and then I've started cutting out. You could take and measure, you know, all the way around, which was a 1-inch lip, but I figured this is going to be a little better because I've got a really sharp knife that I can cut the edges with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to go right along the edge very carefully and cut it out, and then clean it up and make sure that it fits okay. Then we're going to put it on the boat and cut. I'm pulling the cardboard down nice and level with it so you don't end up cutting too big of a hole like I did right there, but if we have to, we'll make another template. This is kind of a rough idea right now. Make sure you don't cut your fingers. And we're going to seal this with 5200. Alright, so turned out pretty good actually. So now we're going to take the tape off and we're going to slide it in on the other side and see if we need to adjust the template at all and see how this idea worked. Alright, we'll take this tape off. If it was a round opening, we could use a compass, because it's yeah, I'm going to need to adjust the template. It's not quite big enough on the sides. So we'll just take our trusty scissors here. Actually, I can't fit it in there. On the floor. It worked out pretty good. We'll see what the hole yields. I'd rather cut a smaller hole and then have to adjust it than cut a bigger hole and then we have a problem. But I can see that it does fit over everything okay. I have a little bit of play going up and down. So I'm pretty happy with this template right here. Alright, on to the next step. Alright. Okay, what I've done here is I put a bunch of masking tape over it. You can see our pencil mark that is here. The reason why you put masking tape over this is to keep, when you're using, also so we can draw on it with a Sharpie, and you don't have to go on, this is pencil and it'll come off easy. But I'll draw the inner circle, and when we're cutting, the outstroke of the jigsaw won't chip the gel coat. It'll actually help keep everything nice and neat. The inside I'm not too worried about, but this is the outside is the main thing. Now the flange, I'm actually not going to cut this hole. We're going to cut on the inside. So I'm going to go grab my template, put it up here, and see how well it works. Alright, so I've got this on here. what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right on the line. Look like I need to go a little bit this way. Alright. I'll cut right on the line, so therefore we get a little bit of play that goes around, because this hole is almost a ½ inch thick. And so, like I said, we'll probably have to do some type of adjustment to make sure this is going to fit in, but we'll cut small and then go bigger. Alright, we're fixing to drill a hole in this hole. A little nervous right now, but I think we've done everything we can as far as really measuring and making sure we're 100%. So, you see I've got my secondary interior hole cut, or drawn out. I'm going to take a drill bit. I think this is a 3/8, and I'm going to place it right here. And we went in through the hole, which, golly, that was like ½ inch thick. And then I got a hold of there's an actual brace, or actually a place you can mount stuff to, a little sacrificial piece of wood on the inside that we had to cut through also. I'm gonna go get the jigsaw. We're gonna go for this.
They're gonna be deep enough?
Yeah. Okay. Here goes nothing. I gotta go the other way because the tail end of this thing is hitting here. I'm gonna have to drill another hole and come up to it because I can't make this turn. Alright, see, I cut a few more holes just to make this a little bit easier on me. Blade's already getting dull. No turning back now.
Or you done it now.
You can see that piece of wood right here. Yep, we're gonna have to probably grind that all down. We'll go get the tip and see if we can fix. Gotta cut it bigger. Blade is shot already.
That's kind of perfect.
When you got a new blade, it makes it easy. We need to take the edges out a little bit. Oh, you know why? No, it's the
That piece of wood inside.
That piece of wood inside.
So right here, that needs to be cut back.
Yes, that's right.
Hold it out and let's see that. Right there.
So I wonder if I can just cut that with my jigsaw or the sawzall.
I wonder if the jigsaw could do it, or the sawzall. I don't know. The angle in there may be pretty bad.
Push on that and I'll look inside. Alright, so we beveled that a little bit and it's still hitting. So, and here's the problem, is we've run into a clearance issue with the trim pump. Now luckily I've got about an inch or so I can go forward with the trim pump, but it's the other side that I'm worried about because I've got that second battery. I might have to forego the second battery for right now if I can't get the right clearance. But, you know, just like anything else, you can't always get it perfect. If you watch any restoration shows on TV or anything like that, you're going to run into little issues like this that, you know, you just can't take into account. If you went back any further with this piece, we would run into our radius, which is right here, and then the flange would stick off. So this is as far as we could get backwards. So we're just gonna have to make it work on the inside. That's our variable, we can change that. Out here, I can't change it. But I'm gonna take this and yeah, we're gonna take this about, an 1/8 of an inch back, and that should drop it straight in. And that moves our flange back a little more, which is okay. So what we had to do is we had to enlarge this just a little bit more to allow for this kick. So, just like that. We're good to go.
Now you're going to use that as the template for the other side.
That's exactly right. We're going to actually trace this and use it for the template for the other side, and take some extensive measurements and try to get it in the right exact spot. That's the big thing. So that's what we're trying to do right there. It's pretty darn good. It's huge. I am man, hear me roar. Okay, so we got them both dry fit. One here.
Back on while we're gone.
Yeah, we'll charge the battery. And we got the one in over here. Now you notice it's sticking up off of here is because the hose is attached on the inside. We had a snafu on this corner because of my dual batteries. And the bad news is we're probably not going to be able to use 2 batteries. I had to relocate it sideways to make room for the exhaust. And you remember I had the 2 batteries going lengthwise like this, and now I had to turn this one sideways to make room. Had to get all my wires and everything out of the way so they don't touch it. So that was a little bit of a drawback. Not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm ever going to be able to do a battery or not, but we'll approach that down the road. So with that being said, I might even be able to remake this and get some different type of tubing to go further back and then do a 45 into it or something of that nature. So I'll approach that later on. But right now we're headed to Home Depot to get, so I can get down here. The Corsa exhaust system came with standard like self-tapping screws. We're gonna go up and get through bolts with nylocks and everything on the other side, and also get a couple of tubes of 5200 to really seal this up. We're gonna put a big bead around the inside of that, and then we're gonna put a bead on the inside also, as well as the screw holes, just so you don't have to worry about rot. That's the beautiful thing about not doing a through transom exhaust, is because I don't have to cut through my transom wood. This is just fiberglass, and fiberglass does not rot. So if we get a leak, you seal it back up with 5200. No big deal. So far so good. This one was kind of a disappointment just because of the dual batteries, but you know, you live, you learn. There's not much you can do about it. What's that old saying? Best laid plans, something, something, something.
Best laid plans of men and mice go astray.
Best laid plans of men and mice go astray. That's the famous saying from Daddy Pop over there. All right, so we're gonna go off to Home Depot. We're back in a little while. She is installed. 5200 sealed around it. Screws all the way through. Let me show you the screws that we went through, that we used. We went up to Lowe's, which has a great supply of stainless screws, which we got, I think these are 1/4 by 20. and nylon knot nuts and stainless steel washers. These are all stainless steel, and they just go through and grab on the other side, and we used our 7/16 inch wrench and then a screwdriver, cinched it up nice and neat, and it will never come loose. And we're being very liberal with the 5200 on the sealant, and when it squishes out, which it made a huge mess over here, we've discovered that mineral spirits is the secret to getting this off, because acetone will ruin your sticker, and the mineral spirits just seem to work 10 times better, and you can see how pretty that came out. So I'm happy. Okay, so here's the Corsa system. It turned out really, really nice. You want to make sure that you maintain a fall from the engine, so therefore the water, if there's any gets in there, it wants to run back to the outside of the boat. You don't want it, if it gets in, it wants to run this way. That's why we had to go a little lower with it. You can see we used through bolts to hold it on with lock nuts. Went right by my battery over here, nice and easy. So guys, I think we're gonna fire her off.